Alex here, outside Etihad, City 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2. A great performance, but a tough result to take. So here are 5 things that we learned from the game. The first one has got to be, at the very least, it is a step in the right direction. I think what we learned is that Leroy Sané is not just one for the future, but he could potentially be a match winner. He had everything in his game today. He was great on the ball, off the ball movement impeccable as well. Pace, character, and a finish on top of that. Leroy Sané has got to be pushing for a starting place in the team, much more regular than he has been doing this season. And ultimately, his inclusion this week, as opposed to his exclusion last week, is a big, big factor in that big step in the right direction. And number 2, while Leroy Sané is in form, it seems to be another tough day at the office for Raheem Sterling. And I do feel for the boy because it seems he's doing everything right. His play on the ball is superb. He's weaving in and out of defences. He's creating chances. But somehow, when you put him one-on-one with a goalkeeper, he shrivels away and gets nervous. He's hesitant. He's not the player that we had at the start of the season. And he's gone back to the player from the Euros at 2016 and the player at the end of last season. He needs someone to put an arm around his shoulder and tell him that he is the great player that he can be. And he has got it in him, but he just feels like he's just missing something. He doesn't want to shoot. He wants to take a touch and he's shying away from goal. And while he's doing that, and Leroy Sané is playing so well, you've got to ask, does Sterling need maybe a little bit of a break on the sidelines? And sticking with Raheem Sterling for point number 3, I think we learned today that Raheem Sterling is never, ever going to get a penalty. You live and die by your reputation in football, and it feels that Raheem Sterling would have to get murdered in the penalty area for a referee to feel confident enough to blow the whistle to give a penalty. Maybe he needs to go down more and make it more blatant. Maybe it feels like because of the way that he goes down, the reputation that he has, the character assassination that the media have had on Raheem Sterling, maybe it feels like if it was any other player on the pitch, that's a given penalty in that game, and so many other occasions this season. I think, to be honest, if Raheem Sterling wants to be taken seriously by referees, he needs to cut out play acting from his performances entirely, so that when he does go down, it is given, because unfortunately it's costing us goals that could have made it 3 points today. Point number 4, it's got to be about Claudio Bravo. Now, the man has got so much criticism. He's got every media pundit on his back, and he's got most of the stand on his back as well. You've got to say that today the 2 goals, for me, they weren't necessarily his fault, but didn't play badly today, but he didn't play well. And I'm hearing a statistic floating around that it's 6 shots and 6 goals. And for a Premier League goalkeeper, I'm sorry, Claudio, but it just isn't enough. Willy Caballero is sitting on the sidelines, and he's going to be asking the question about him getting a start. With the fans getting on his back, you do wonder if maybe it would benefit Claudio Bravo just to take that little break out in the same way that Karius has had a break at Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp has made that call to bring in a new goalkeeper and to put him on the sidelines, and maybe Pep Guardiola will be looking across the Merseyside and maybe considering that decision here. You feel for the lads, you've got to want to see the supporters get behind him, because all the cheers and stuff, it isn't going to make him feel confident. But equally, Claudio, we need a big performance. We need to see a game where you win us the points. We need to see a game from you, I dare to say it, a Joe Hart-esque game with the big saves, the one for the cameras that show all the fans that you can do it and you have got it in you, because we all want to see him do well, I'm sure of that. And number 5, one of the more positive points, the one we all want to talk about, is the little man, Gabriel Jesus, the new boy in the town. Look, we only saw him for 10 minutes, but he showed that he could be just what we need. He's got fire in his belly, he's got desire in his eyes, he wants to get involved. You're feeling good about Gabriel Jesus?
Absolutely.
Hey, you see, people are excited. It makes people feel good. 6 minutes of world-class perfecto. I don't think you're Italian, but I'll take it. Gabriel Jesus is making people feel excited, and that is why he's important. That is why he's going to be worth £27 million. He's just a teenager, but let's see him start next week. Let's see a little bit more of that fire and a little bit more of that passion at Manchester City soon. Guys, those are the 5 things that I learned. Let me know the things that you learned, the ones that I missed out, in the comments below. And while you're there, hit the like button. Gabriel Jesus is a blue.